What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Lion's Den. My name is Jack, and today I'm just here to let you guys know I'm still hanging around. It's been a minute since I uploaded my last video. Things have been a little bit crazy. So today we're going to be playing a new game on the channel called Spire, which has just taken over my life lately. It's fantastic, and actually soon after this video, I plan on doing a full in-depth review of Spire, so look forward to that. But while we're running through this game, we are just going to talk a little bit about what's been going on lately, what's going to be changing going in the future, and just a little update about me and my relationship with this channel. So, firstly, Spire. It's a roguelike card game dungeon crawler. It's the best way to explain it. I've been playing a lot of it. I'm trying to practice a new character. I got this guy, the Defect, all the way unlocked. I really like his playstyle, but I'm trying to learn other characters. So we're going to go with the default character, the Ironclad here, and we're just going to see what we can do while we just kind of talk. So, where have I been? Well, I've been here. It's summer, I'm not in school, so things have been a little bit slow, work and school-wise. But I've been trying to make some changes for myself to make my ability to make more kinds of content more feasible. Mainly upgrading my rig. My previous computer was not super powerful and was lacking in a lot of areas and was kind of a struggle to run a lot of the games that I wanted to record, like Rainbow Six and Destiny 2. So I've been taking the time to gather my resources enough to be able to make a massive upgrade to my system, and I've done so now, and the journey there has been interesting. So just kind of, in case you were unaware, I'm 19 years old, relatively young lad, and obviously I don't have access to massive amounts of capital. So I decided to take the first step into the adult world. I took out a credit card so that I could, on one hand, be able to fund the necessary parts to upgrade my computer, and also take it as an opportunity to build some positive credit for myself. Something I highly recommend if you're of my age is being very smart about that kind of thing. Get a credit card and only use it for, say, stuff like maybe use it just to get gas, or use it to make a one-time big purchase like I did, and you never touch it again. Don't allow yourself to assume or to be drawn in to how deadly credit cards can be, and use them smartly, because they can be a huge advantage, or they can be a huge boon, just depending on what you do. So for me, I'm using it to my advantage. That's what I'm doing right now. A little bit more about my rig. I went from an i5-6400 with 8 gigs of RAM and a 1070, which is all around an okay PC with a fantastic graphics card, to where now I upgraded to... Hold on, wait a minute. Give me a relic. Give me a relic. Okay, we're just gonna leave. I upgraded to an AMD Ryzen 7 1700X with 16 gigs of RAM, new motherboard, new power supply, built around my 1070, and it's roughly, I would say, a little bit over double the strength of my previous build all told. It is fantastic. I'm going to be able to now stream pretty much anything I want. I'm going to be able to record pretty much anything I want, and if you follow the Twitch channel, which you absolutely should, at least at the time of recording this, we did our first stream last night. I was playing Fortnite with some friends, and the stream went smooth. I didn't have any frame issues. The stream ran perfectly, and I wasn't able to do that before. I was only able to stream a few games. I was able to stream stuff like Sky Noon, kind of less intensive, smaller games. But, you know, while I absolutely love a game like Sky Noon, I also want to be able to just stream whatever the hell I want. So that was kind of the whole reasoning behind building this new computer. But, you know, things didn't go all the way to plan, which is why it's taken me like 3 or 4 weeks to get all of this settled. And it's actually a pretty funny story. So this is probably the 4th or 5th computer that I've built myself now. I've only been doing it for a few years. And while I absolutely understand how to build a computer, sometimes things just go wrong. And the first time around, when all my parts came, the motherboard was dead on arrival, and I didn't figure that out until after like hours of digging with things. So that was disheartening. I RMA'd the motherboard, took everything apart, had to wait another week for a new motherboard to get here. And when that happened, well, I just plainly messed up, because once again, I put everything together and the computer didn't work. And there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this, is that when you're messing with electronics and you hit a wall, don't just keep messing with things, back off. Because my big mistake was I sat there and looked at it and fussed over it for like 4 or 5 hours in the middle of summer outside. I got tired, I was hot, I was angry, I was frustrated. And that led to the mistake of messing around with my old case to the point where I not only lost screws, but I broke one of the pegs, and it caused the motherboard to touch the metal on the base of the case. And if you don't know what that means, it basically causes a short through the whole system. So I shorted my entire system. Thankfully, my graphics card was not hurt, neither was the CPU fan, but everything else was pretty much dusted. I had to RMA the processor, the RAM, the motherboard once again. And the whole reason this happened was, one, I tried to cut corners. I didn't invest at that point in a new power supply nor a new case, and I should have. My old rig was around 2 or 3 years old, and I should have just taken the time to upgrade things and do them correctly, but I didn't, because not only was I cheap, but I just was a little bit lazy about it. And computers are probably the last thing in the world. Excuse me one second. Computers are probably the last thing in the world that you ever want to be cheap about. It's like a car. You do not want to cut corners. You want to, even though it's gonna cost you, you want to take the extra time to put in that extra $20, $100, whatever, to save you the hassle and the potential hundreds of dollars later on. All told, this was supposed to be like a $500 thing. Had I just spent the extra $100 for the new case and new power supply, I would not have ended up spending the extra $200 that I ended up doing all told for shipping, RMAs, the new case, the new power supply. 100% my fault, right? So I cut corners and it was not to my benefit. So fast forward a couple weeks later, we come to this week, the new parts get here and everything goes fine. Install it and the PC works just fine. So now all that's over with, I have a fantastic new rig that's going to allow me to do so much more, and I'm just really excited to get back to making videos, because I was determined not really to come back to seriously making content until I had the more effective tools at my disposal. Because if you look to like my Quake montage, which is the last video I made, I'm really happy with that video. But my one gripe is that if I had had a more powerful rig, I would have been able to do better editing. Not having at least 16 gigs of RAM makes programs like Sony Vegas or Premiere very hard to deal with. A lot of the transitions that I tried to do were hard to test because they would just lag on my timeline. I couldn't really tell until everything was done with and I looked at the final rendered product. And at that point, it's pretty much too late to make a lot of those changes. You pretty much just have to go with it. So now I'm going to be able to do a broader range of editing, more accurate editing overall, and I'm not going to be so frustrated with the fact that I just kind of have to hope and pray that what I'm trying to do on my timeline is going to translate in the final product. So that's exciting. And then just generally having a much smoother experience. I have been playing a lot of Destiny 2 lately, but I've wanted to make content around it, but it's just so difficult for me to record on my older rig. But now I can record and do pretty much anything I want with that game. I'm probably going to be able to stream the PvE just fine as well. I haven't really given it a test yet, probably will. But that prospect alone is exciting for me because I love that game, and with the upcoming Forsaken DLC, I want to be able to cover it extensively. That's something that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm going to have that opportunity now. So yeah, that's where I've been for the last month. It's been pretty hectic, but it's been an interesting learning experience. You know, I'm still pretty young. I'm still learning things, and I'm still learning a lot of things about computers and about, you know, trying to navigate and making my ability to make videos for you guys easier. So even though things went pretty horribly overall, I'm really grateful for the experience because I'm not going to make these mistakes in the future. And at the end of the day, I finally do have this massive upgrade, which is going to benefit me so much going forward. And in the meantime, luckily I have, you know, my shout out to Jesse Tiv, who helped me out so much it's really important, I think, in situations like that to have a second pair of eyes, someone who could take a look and just double check over your shoulders. And Jesse was there every step of the way helping me out. Even though I'm pretty confident in my ability to build computers, when you put everything in correctly and it doesn't work, and you're just sitting there not knowing what to do, that's the perfect time for someone to step in and take a look over your shoulder. 100%. And Jesse was there whenever I needed him, so shout out to that. But yeah, so that's been my tumultuous couple weeks. Very glad that it's over. The computer runs fantastic, and I'm just very, very excited about it. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I'm going to adopt a steady stream schedule yet, because I'm still, you know, kind of figuring things out. Obviously, I am going to be back in college. Let's see, what is this? Today is July 15th. So in about a month, I'm going to be back in college, but I'm only taking a few classes, so it's not going to be an iron schedule, but I probably won't commit to like a full streaming schedule just yet. I'm just going to kind of stream at my leisure. But pretty much every night, I'm playing like Fortnite or something with a group of friends. And if that's the case, I'm probably going to boot up the stream. So keep an eye out, twitch.tv/Nerdsmerized. I'll be there, I'll be streaming whatever we're playing. I'm probably going to try and stream it. I might stream some Spire too, because this game is awesome. I know you guys have just been kind of watching this gameplay without commentary on what's going on in the background because I've just been rambling, but this game is legitimately fantastic. It's pretty much a blend of roguelikes like Binding of Isaac or Dead Cells, but with this card game aspect similar to Hearthstone that I really, really enjoy. There's a lot. You can't really tell that much without me commentating over it, but there is a lot of strategy in this game in terms of how you pick your routes through the dungeons, what cards you take, what relics you take, what potions you take, how you approach each of your attack phases, how do you protect yourself while also dealing damage. I love it. This game is fucking awesome. And I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. I'm looking forward to doing a full in-depth review, and I'm probably going to make this kind of a regular thing to like do one run or do like a daily run or something, because I just want to play the hell out of this game. I really enjoy it. So if you guys want to see more about this game, you want to see that review, let me know in the comments down below. It's genuinely fantastic. I'm really glad I was able to pick it up. So yeah, let's see what else is there to talk about. Well, I guess we can just talk a little bit more about the game. So right now we're getting close to we're getting to the end of Act 1, where we're going to have our first boss fight. And right now, what I'm trying to do is navigate the fact that there are 4 enemies doing weak attacks, doing enough damage while also kind of trying to mitigate what damage I take. The character I'm playing right now, hold on. The Ironclad is all about DPS. He's not so much about being able to tank. He really is about killing your enemies before you can take that damage. I think for right now, I'm going to tank a couple of these hits here because I got a good amount of block up. And we're going to wait till next turn and we're going to try and pick off the one we're already tagging. I'm choosing individual targets here because we don't have a whole lot of crowd control cards. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this. I will say Ironclad, probably not my favorite character, but that's because I've just been playing the Defect for like 12 plus hours straight, at least in terms of actual gameplay. And the Defect is like amazing. It's honestly probably my favorite character in the game. And as a contrast, where the Ironclad is all about raw DPS, the Defect is incredibly difficult in the early game, but if you can get the right artifacts and you can get the right cards, you can be pretty much invulnerable while doing a massive amount of DPS at the same time. So what we're going to do there is apply weakness and vulnerable to everyone. So now all those enemies are going to take more damage and do less damage. And we're just going to put a gremlin down right there, strike him. So you got to be careful with those guys because damaging them boosts their strength, which goes against the fact that we weakened them. So let's see, what cards do we get here? Yeah, well I guess we'll just tank up this turn. We don't really have enough attacking cards to make it worth it. And that's what I like about the strategy of this game. You really have to decide whether you're going to use your turn to attack or defend. And right there, I only had one attacking card, so it was not worth it when I could just tank the entire turn. So we're going to go ahead and take the card draw and the defense. I like this move because it gives us both defense and attack at the same time. Now we can prioritize, take out the gremlin, and now we can tank their full attack. And that's a perfect turn in my mind. We took no damage and dealt a lot of it. So let's see what we get. Okay, so this is telling me we can go all out DPS here. Should be able to take out this gremlin, no problem. Perfect. We had a damage boost there thanks to the invulnerability. And we're going to block up and only take 1 damage. Perfect. So 1 enemy left here. If we get 2 attacks, we're good. Go here. Boom. Oh, we just one-shot him. Perfect. So at the end of each normal encounter with normal enemies, you'll get a gold, a potion, and a new card for your deck. So what I'm going to do here... Limit Break is a fantastic card, but at the same time, it would be better with a card I could potentially get later on. It's no immediate benefit, while a upgraded Shrug It Off is a massive defense card, so that's kind of hard to pass up. So as you can see here on the map, this is the path. You could choose a lot of different paths, and what I prioritized here was the unknowns. The unknowns can give you either buffs or extra encounters or curses, but there's a lot of potential good that can come out of them, so it's worth to take a route that has good chests and good unknowns. And maybe we should have gone for a boss fight here, because boss fights give guaranteed artifacts, and we could have used that. But, you know, live and learn. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to Shockwave turn 1, and we're just going to defense. We're going to Turtle for a turn. There we go, we knocked this character, that enemy, does a lot of high attack moves, so I want to be able to make sure that he's weak as often as possible. Go here for Twin Strike into a regular strike. There we go. Nice 30 damage turn. 8 block. Only gonna take 1 damage. That's fantastic. And the thing I'm doing here is I'm saving my potions for the boss fight. I want to have as much utility for the boss fight as possible. Go for an Iron Wave. Perfect. Into a Twin Strike. And there we go. Fight over. Beautiful. As you can see, my main ability, my default ability, is I will heal at the end of every combat, which is awesome. It's really helpful. Another Shrug It Off? I think, yeah. We need... Having that extra flexibility in defense cards is nice, and that's 2 upgraded Shrug It Offs. Saves me having to upgrade them myself, which is perfect. Right here, we're just going to play the Shrug. Strike. Strike. These worms will turtle up when you strike them first, so I don't want to double strike them if possible. I want to just tag them and then move on. And this turn, if I get 2 attacks, I'll take out both of them. And hopefully have enough left over from 1 defense to tank the damage, which is exactly what's going to happen here. Iron Wave, later nerd, Rampage, done, and we don't have to worry about damage. Perfect. Now block, our shield does not persist between turns, which is, you know, it's a little unfortunate, but not a whole lot you can do about it. So on this turn, if you hover over your enemies, you can see their intents. And as you can see, strategic, this enemy intends to use a buff. So it's probably going to buff its attack again. So I know that I don't have to worry about using defense this turn, and I can go for another attack and finish it before he can buff himself again. Steroid Potion is huge, so I'm going to go ahead and ditch the Draw Potion. That bonus 5 attack can help us do a massive attack turn on the boss. I'm going to go with Cleave because crowd control is massive. So final campfire before the boss fight. I'm going to go ahead and rest here so we're full HP. No real need for us to upgrade cards at this point. And we're going to go for the Act 1 boss, which is the Guardian. Now the Guardian, we can damage him enough to where we don't have to worry about his attacks. So obviously we got turn 1 Shockwave. And we'll just go ahead and Cleave. Perfect. So now he's going to be much weaker to our attacks as well as any attacks he does to us. And this turn we have to damage him or else he will attack us. So we're going to go for a phase here. Should be good. There we go. We phased him into his defense mode so he's not going to attack us. That is perfect. And what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to toss another weak potion. So we don't have to worry about him. We're going to play 1 Shrug It Off so we don't have to worry about his damage. And one thing we have to be wary of here is that in this mode, he has Sharp Hide. So if we play an attack, we're going to take 3 damage. So actually, we're going to defense one more time just to make sure we can tank his hit. And we're just going to play that one carefully. And he's going to be in this defense mode for a few turns. And if we see a good attacking hand, that's when we're going to play the steroid potion. But for right now, we don't. Right now, we're just going to play a block and a shrug it off, do damage, and then we have just enough to sustain his whole hit with no damage taken. Perfect. Alright. So now is going to be a good time for a damage phase. So, okay, so he'll mode shift in 40 damage. And I believe, can we do that right now? That's the question. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pop the strength potion. And we're going to be just shy of the 40 damage phase shift here. Oh, no, we got it. Huh. I didn't think we had enough. Perfect. So we negated his attack once again, did massive amounts of damage, and pushed him back into defense mode. And that's the whole point here, is that we can keep this guy just kind of under wraps the whole fight. So this is kind of perfect here, because we can do an attack that also gives us bonus defense, follow it up with another twin strike, and then his attack just doesn't matter. Beautiful. So what I like about the Ironclad is that his potential DPS is massive. He is all about fucking up the opponent in every way, shape, and form. And, you know, I like that. I like that aggro strats, you know? We'll go ahead here with Cleave. Have just enough, once again, to tank his double attack. No problem. And, ooh, we're not going to have enough here to phase him, so we're going to play this safe. Just make sure that we don't have to worry about taking this hit right now. And beautiful. As you can see, we haven't taken a single hit this whole fight, which is absolutely perfect. So he's getting ready to charge up for his big attack, so we're just going to do damage this phase. Not a problem. Alright, so we need to phase him this turn, but it looks like we're not going to be able to. So we're just going to try and tank this hit then. We're still going to take a little bit of damage here, but it's better than taking the full brunt of it. That's the smartest play in that situation. Let's go Rampage, Twin Strike, Cleave. And there we go, phased him one more time. So he's pretty much almost dead at this point. We're going to be able to get in some really nice damage phases here, assuming we got enough defense to not have to worry about Sharp Hide. Ooh, we're probably going to have to take a hit here. That's the best we can do. Applying that vulnerable is very important, so it's not a big deal for here to take that damage. We're pretty good on health at this point. So we'll do Shrug It Off, Shrug It Off. I guess let's do the Iron Wave. We'll have enough defense left over. That doesn't matter. His Twin Slap means nothing to us. Alright. So this is the great thing about Rampage. Its damage keeps increasing every time you play it. So now it's a 20 damage attack, and there you go. That's the Guardian defeated. So that's the first dungeon. There's 3 dungeons total that you have to crawl your way through. Okay, so what do we get here? Well, this card's interesting, but it's also pretty risky. Because you're going to have 3 vulnerable, and that's 3 turns where you're going to take 50% more, but you're going to have an extra energy every single turn from there on out, which is huge. But I think I'm going to take Bludgeon, which is going to allow us to just nuke smaller mobs pretty interestingly. Or pretty quickly, rather. So here we get a boss artifact chest. Don't like Runic Dome, because I like seeing enemy intents. See, I might go Fusion Hammer, because at this point, we're not really looking to upgrade cards or rest sites. And having 4 energy on every character in this game is massively important. So we're going to prioritize that. Alright, so let's take a look here at our path. We have a good amount of money, so I kind of like this early merchant route with the heavy amount of unknowns. And then we could also we could get these first 2, split off, do this boss fight, and have a campfire followed by a chest. So we're going to go for this right side route. Alright, this enemy is kind of annoying. They tank really heavily as well as doing a lot of damage, so we're going to prioritize a block. Get our Rampage damage going. And might as well end with Cleave. Alright, so his attack does nothing to us. We're totally fine. This ability is he's gonna tank armor based on how much damage we do. But, ooh, we have Bludgeon here. I think I'm gonna go for a massive hit on him and risk taking this extra damage. because that just nuked half his health. That's totally worth it. Oh, that hit was delayed. Oh, it was because of Centennial Puzzle. When we first lose HP, we draw an extra 3 cards. Shrug it off. Shrug it off. And then we'll Shockwave and just make him weak for the rest of the fight. That's no problem. One thing to note is that our unplayed cards still go to our discard pile. And once we run out of cards, we get shuffled back. Which is, you know, it could be a problem because sometimes you lose good cards doing that. But it's not a big deal to me. So 8 damage, tank his whole hit, cleave, strike. I mean, might as well just play this. We don't really have anything that's making us lose HP for the sake of damage. But I just kind of want it out. I don't need it. Alright, so yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory at this point. Iron Wave, into a Rampage, Twin Strike, fight over. Beautiful. I guess we'll just take Metallicize. It's a good defense item. I don't really personally like it too much, but it was kind of the best out of that choice. So here's what I'm talking about the interesting things about these unknowns. So, vampires. Navigating an unlit street, you come across several hooded figures in the midst of some dark ritual. As you approach, they turn to you in eerie unison. The tallest among them bares fanged teeth and extends a long, pale hand towards you. Join us, brother, and feel the warmth of the Spire. So if we accept, we lose all of our basic attacks and obtain 5 bites, but we also lose 30% max HP. And I personally don't like this. I like to have the higher HP. The regen from the bites is negligible, so we're just going to move on. And there are cards that we can get as Ironclad that benefit from having strike-based cards. Okay, so Bloodletting is a fantastic card. Armaments is also fantastic. Oh, look at this. This is amazing. Apotheosis is one of the best colorless cards in the game. And a colorless is basically, it's an all-class card. And it'll upgrade all of your cards for the rest of that combat. And it makes all of them like you upgraded them as Smith. And it costs 1 fucking energy. Card's fantastic. I take it every time I see it. That's a fantastic pull. And now we're looking pretty good. So here, not much we can do. He's not attacking, he's just tanking up. So we're just going to try and take off as much of his armor as possible. The whole point of this enemy is they have absurd armor with strong attacks, but low minimum health. Just go ahead, Apotheosis, Shrug, Defense, Iron Wave. Now we don't got to worry about his attack. Basically, once we break through this guy's armor, he's dead. Okay. Bludgeon. Got the Bloodletting for the extra things. Alright, there we go. That was a good turn. I like that Bloodletting card a lot. Just being able to play extra cards is always a benefit. Play Metallicize, 1 block, double attack, break his armor. Perfect. Apotheosis is clutch. We might be able to actually win this run at this rate if we continue to stack up great cards like this. Oh. Bye. Played nerd. And that's the power of Bludgeon right there. Just one-shot that guy in the next year. Taking Trench because the potential there for tanking is awesome. So this is an interesting combo of enemies. Cleric here is going to heal. This one's going to prioritize attack and also put armor on the healer. Here we're just going to do a Shrug. Go ahead and apply Vulnerable. We're going to prioritize the Cleric. Make sure to get them off the board fast as possible. We're looking for our Apotheosis as soon as possible. That's kind of the crutch of us, like, really tanking and doing very well for the rest of the fights here, is getting Apotheosis. Okay, we'll go for Metallicize, double defend, and Rampage. Should be good, perfect. Don't gotta worry about the damage. You can see she's healing. So we're just looking to end her as fast as possible. Armaments into an Iron Wave, Rupture, Cleave, and later that's Clark dead. So even without Apotheosis, we're actually pretty strong at this point, which is good to see. Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna want to play all these cards this turn. So that's a fine use of Bloodletting there, just so we can get all those cards off. Also gives us the +1 from Rupture. There's our Apotheosis. So at this point, we are looking good. Apply the Vulnerable, attack, block. Metallicize is going to give us that 4 armor for the rest of the game. Or for the rest of this combat, rather, which is awesome. Shrug, defend, Iron Wave, damage. Perfect. His tag doesn't matter. He's dead next turn. Man, this fucking run is looking great. It's actually looking fantastic at this point. We're just going to bludgeon him just for the memes. 66 damage. What of it? Steroid Potion is fantastic. Ooh. I'm going to take the Ghostly Armor. At this point, our damage is really good. We're just looking for extra survivability. So the thing is about Ethereal, we have to use it or else it gets exhausted. So we'll use it here, just so we still have its option. And draw with the... I was hoping for an attack card there. Obviously we have a lot of extra block that isn't going to do anything for us that turn. But just trying to see if we can maybe get out an extra attack with the draw card from Shrug It Off. The whole point here, he's going to be buffing his minions the entire time. A little bit annoying. Prioritize taking out the minions. Okay, just gonna double my block here. We're gonna unfortunately take a good amount of damage this turn. No way around it. Nothing we could do differently. We didn't really get a good draw. Jesus. Okay. Bloodletting, because we really want to tank up this turn. Go for our shrugs. Play our Metallicize. Play Shockwave. Get rid of you. And boom. So he's going to be buffing himself continually here. And luckily Shockwave is kind of negating his first round of buffs. So now he's +1 strength. He's about to summon again. Apotheosis is fantastic this turn. Just go double strike. Get rid of you. And that's fine. Apotheosis up is going to be clutch here going forward. We're going to want to try and do a lot of damage going forward. The longer this fight goes on, the stronger the boss is going to get. And that can be terrifying. Okay, there we go. We will tank this whole turn now. Fantastic. Well, we're going to end up using the Steroid Potion if we see like a bludgeon or like a massive damage move we can go for. But that's awesome there. Not taking any damage off that turn. Go ahead and play Ghostly Armor. Take you out. And, nope. We're just going to go and stop there. I don't want to draw an extra card just to throw it away. No point. So now he is very strong. Okay, perfect. So we see a bludgeon. Go for a shrug. Bludgeon him for 60 damage. Jesus. And we're just going to take out his minion. So he's about to summon again. But that bludgeon right there with the bloodletting is huge. Okay, he's going for another buff. Pop an armament and... Actually, we're going to prioritize vulnerable here. We need to go for boss damage. Ah, I should have popped the steroids on that bludgeon. Damn it. Man, he's +12 now. Fucking hell. Okay, we gotta go for steroids here. It's gonna be just short of the kill. No! Yes! Perfect! Ooh, that 19 × 3 attack would have been very bad. Oh, cool. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, it's upgraded. Perfect. And we replaced our Stairway Potion. That could not have gone better. Ooh. See, the thing is, Heavy Blade is going to be more beneficial, I think. We're going to go ahead, and all we can do now is just rest the bonfire. Totally fine. Go full HP going forward. Okay. So, pretty much we're rinsing and repeating at this point. Do half damage to that guy. So yeah, Destiny 2 looks like it's gonna be pretty good going into September. I haven't really talked a whole lot about it, but the expansion coming out looks like it's gonna be genuinely fantastic. I can't wait. If you haven't heard much about it, Forsaken looks like it's gonna be the most ambitious expansion Destiny has ever seen. And I'm really excited to see that. I think overall, me and Jesse hit on this point pretty good in our Warmind video, that Warmind was a fantastic start, but it wasn't like the perfect fix. There were still problems with the game. But it looks like Forsaken could be like the key to Destiny being like, you know, right back in the conversation as one of the best games out there. And I'm excited for that. Everything we've seen so far has me very cautiously optimistic. It seems like Bungie's really doing their due diligence on this one to produce a genuinely fantastic expansion. I mean, unfortunately, they have a trend of going through a rocky year 1 of games, then coming back with a fantastic year 2 expansion. Look at the Taken King in D1. So, I'm excited for that, and I can't wait to cover it. We're going to double shrug here just for the card draws. Unfortunately, Bludgeon would have been fantastic there. Probably would have ended the fight. But we overdrew. We should have waited. And now we're weakened. Oh gosh. Oh well. Later. Alright. What? Basically, we're looking for extra tankiness at this point. We got fantastic damage. So another shrug. Perfect. Oh. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So Heavy Blade, the move we just got a couple turns ago, gets triple effectiveness from strength boosts, and now we start each engagement with +1 strength. So what kind of route do we want to go here? I guess we'll stop by the shop, just kind of follow this path here, and get to the second boss. This guy's a little bit of a pain in the ass. Every time you do damage to him, he tanks, and he's just kind of annoying to kill, and he can do a lot of damage to you. But luckily, we got the weakness and the vulnerability off first turn, as well as Metallicize to help us with damage resistance. So what we're looking for here now is an Apotheosis. Kind of the start to all of our runs at this point. But, okay, let's go there. Come on, give me the Apotheosis. Damn it. Okay, we're already taking this damage, so... yeah, we'll take the Bloodletting there so we can go for some extra attacks. Yeah, that's totally fine there. We're totally good at that point on taking this damage, so might as well go for the extra early damage on him. Apotheosis, fantastic. No defense cards, so we're just going to go for all-out attack. Best we can do, we're going to have to tank some hits here. Unfortunate, but what are you going to do? Sometimes you just get a bad draw. Okay. But yeah, look at that. Especially with Heavy Blade Plus, strength affects Heavy Blade 5 times. He's getting a +5 right now. Look at that. That's unreal. Essence of Steel. That's a great card to see. Another Heavy Blade's fantastic. Let's see what's in the store. Power Through can be very good, so we're going to go ahead and take that. I like Headbutt a lot, too. Another Thunderclap's great. Ooh. Well, actually, I'm going to discard a Dexterity and take the Fear Potion. That's going to make the boss fight a lot easier. That's a fantastic potion to see there. For pretty cheap, too. First turn Apotheosis, I mean, no complaints there. Oh, I want to go for it, but we just can't quite one-shot there. So we're going to play it safe. That's the smarter thing to do. I would have liked to just elbow drop that Cleric into next year, but unfortunately, we just didn't quite have the people's elbow ready. We're just going to move on. Go for a Ghostly Armor. 12 damage cleave. Go into a Headbutt here. Draw back our Bludgeon so it goes to the top of our hand for next turn. And for the fuck of it, we'll just play an extra defense. So we'll have Bludgeon next turn, and then we can delete the Cleric. Which is totally fine by me. Hell, might not even need it. Later. So now we can drop the elbow drop on this guy. Look at that! That's fantastic! 64 damage is insane. Attack Potion, don't care. And another Headbutt. Headbutt is a great card. I'm really starting to enjoy it. I kind of undercredited it the first couple times I played this character. See, if we had the money, a Limit Break would actually be really good now. But for another 23, another Headbutt, that's great. I like to see another one of those. And we'll just get the full HP for this boss fight. Okay. Alright, this guy is interesting. So he's not attacking, which means we're just going to go ahead and drink our Plated Armor. Throw down some Vulnerable. See, he has Artifact, so I wanted to get rid of some of his debuffs. Now let's just go for Heavy turn 1, yeah? There we go. Deal some massive damage right out the gate. So his minions here are going to steal cards, which is a little worrying. Okay. Play Headbutt. We want to get his minions down. I'm going to bring back a Shrug. Go for the Heavy Blade. Just try and work on getting rid of his minions now while not taking a whole lot of damage. That's our... God, no! He took our Apotheosis. That's what I was worried about. The minions' abilities take cards. And, oh, losing Apotheosis right there is huge. Shockwave. Right. Fortunately, we got a Shrug here. Would have liked to play that Metallicized, but we can't. We need to prioritize this left minion now. Not having Apotheosis could screw us over. You power through here for the extra block. Alright, and later, bitch. Give me back that Apotheosis. Fuck you. Now, unfortunately, we can't play that right away, so we gotta wait, which is a bummer. But, not a big deal. We got it back in our hand, and that's what matters. Oh, no reason to block here. I'm not paying attention. Go ahead and Headbutt. Pull that Apotheosis up, and we'll play that next turn. So we need to be careful. We can't let this guy get too much strength going, or else he's going to overwhelm us. Yeah, right there. It's 50 damage attack. That's going to be hard for us to take. Fuck, and we have no draw cards. It's the best we can do here. Oh, this attack's gonna hurt, man. That early Apotheosis actually fucked us over big time. So now he's gonna be on cooldown. He's not gonna be able to attack this turn. Shrug. Need you out of my fucking face. And we're gonna play this so we don't lose it. Even though there's nothing going on this turn, I don't want to lose that Ghostly Armor. It could save us. Okay, so he's attacking for 26 damage. Unfortunately, no real defense cards drawn. That's huge. We just have to eat this one again, which I really don't like, man. I would like to be able to save that damage, because look at our health. So this turn, We're just gonna go all out. That's all we can do. Wow, that's really unlucky, man. Wow, and bad draws once again for defense. Nothing we can do here. I think we might be dead. It's gonna be close. Yep. Damn it! Oh, we had such a good run going, but just bad draws, and then that early apotheosis steal really screwed us over. But that's alright. You know, it's just gonna happen. Spire Stars is absolutely a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing a full in-depth review with you guys. So I know this video's been a little all over the place, but hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.